Vinci, welcome to the Patrick Real Estate Show for the second time, man. I'm so excited to have you here. The first episode was a killer episode, but I think it was even 2 years ago. So I'm bringing Vinci back because now he's grown to 150 short-term rental units under management. And his way of getting co-hosting or management contracts with clients is a one-to-many approach, which not a lot of people are doing. So he's getting one owner that owns a lot of different units, and that's how he was able to scale, but also add on really cool experiences that are not just your average short-term rental. And he's got a lot of experience working within this space. He's been a great friend of mine for all these years. He's been a mentor to me when I was first getting started as well. And we've just grown really close over time. He still doesn't call me all the time because he's got two young, beautiful kids that take up a lot of his time. But hey, he still makes time for his friends, and I appreciate that a ton. But anyways, without further ado, Vinci, welcome to the show, man. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, hey Patrick, good to see you again, man. It's been a minute. I probably saw you a month or so ago, but yeah, happy to be back here.
Awesome, dude. So tell us about the journey, right? Like maybe just a quick intro for the people that don't know you on where you came from and like how did you end up in the space?
Sure, let's quick overview who I am. My name is Vinci Sevilla Jr., proud husband and father, and active real estate investor and entrepreneur. While working at W2, I always add that little tidbit there.
Yes.
Currently, our portfolio, probably in valuation, is in a little over 35 million, which consists of long-term rentals, short-term rentals, and large multifamily. Founder and CEO of Getaway House, which is our, I'll call it technology and data-driven real estate investment and management firm. It's our national portfolio, which, as Patrick mentioned earlier, we're at 153 or so listings, a few more in the pipeline coming in. But we specialize in managing and operating commercial hospitality, like campground resorts, hotels, things of that nature. We do own and have and run single family short term rentals as well. And we are always looking to expand across the US. Also, the co founder of Invest Capital. We take on large multifamily and recently assisted living facility, more so for passive investments, but large commercial properties to help our investors maximize their returns. So yeah, that's a little bit about who I am. I got started in real estate investing really, I would say back in 2015 when I bought my first ever property, house
Yep.
hack in Southern California. I had lived near one of the University of California campuses. So try to find something within a 5 mile radius, house hacked it from there, got the bug, started looking into and researching more about real estate investing, started growing a long-term rental portfolio in Chicago. Okay. Awesome place. Patrick should know.
Yep.
And then from there, just got into short-term rentals during the pandemic. And then we really took off from 2021. And over the next 4 years, we grew from zero short-term rentals to, again, over 150.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so let's talk about the portfolio and what it consists of, right? In the
Mhm.
beginning, we were both in the same boat, right? Both got into
Yeah.
short-term rental space. It was COVID time frame. Smoky Mountains caught us, and
A lot. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then you got even more deeper invested in Smoky Mountains than me. I went to Joshua Tree, but you do have actually you still have. I don't know if you still have it. The one in Joshua
hmm
Tree. You
The
do.
one in Joshua Tree, yeah. That's what I think I first spoke to you about it too, because like you were interested in that market. I
Yes.
was telling you, like, yeah, I'm already
Yeah.
invested in that. That was my second short-term rental in Joshua Tree. So yeah, I went over the numbers with you, showed you,
Mhm.
and you're like,
Yep.
hey, I'm gonna go drive out there. And I think you and I went out there together a
I think
few
so.
times.
We were there
Yeah.
for a hotel deal as well. That's what we were there for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't go
That's
through.
you.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we
So
we did
far.
that, and you did you knew about Joshua Tree for a while because of your work and the
Mhm.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But fast forward, I do want to get into the commercial stuff. When did you start
Yeah.
getting into managing the one to many relationship, which is instead of the one, because right now I'm buying portfolios here and there, but I am going one by one and working with clients on acquiring one owner that has one unit, right? They have one
Yeah.
short-term rental unit. They need the help of managing one short-term rental unit. You started going into somebody that needs help managing a hotel, somebody that needs help managing this safari. What is that, like a safari experience type thing you got going on in what's it called in
Texas.
Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, walk me through that commercial side and how that came about. How did you?
Yeah. So it all boils down to networking, right? But also being a really good operator, right? So as when you're in the short-term rental space, it's a pretty small circle, right? Especially if you're like a top performer in the space. And you and I are pretty familiar with that. And so I got connected with a client who just really had I think it was like 40 acres piece of dirt next to a lake. And he had already done entitlement and everything to it and was already building actually. And but they started off with just a series of cabins, specifically 12 cabins along the shore or along the lake. And so this is like a mix between all of that, right? I was initially doing like single family homes, unique stays, whatever, but one at a time. But then I got connected with this one individual who's like, hey, I want to build 12 all together. So I'm like, okay. And he has no idea how to work this whole operations Airbnb space. I'm like, let me lend my expertise. And then from there, we took over the 12. And I think the first 12 months, we did like close to half a million.
Wow.
Just from these 12 cabins, like in the middle of nowhere kind of thing, but not too far away from like metropolitan areas in Texas. So it was actually like probably an hour north of Dallas, which isn't too bad actually at all. And yeah, we did really well in those 12. Now that same 40-acre campground went from 12 cabins to adding 10 of these vessel type ships, 4 wagons, 2 airstreams, 2 tiny cabins, 48 RV sites.
Wow.
And then we have 5 to 7 restaurants on site, 2 venues if it's a couple hundred people, a bar, a saloon,
Wow.
multiple stages outside. And so it really expanded. And I've been part of that team since the beginning. And that client and I have just been growing and growing together and honing the entire experience of managing a resort at this time, right? Now, this is more than just lodging. Now we have lodging, okay?
It's
We have
hospitality.
hospitality. We have
Yep.
food and beverage. We have events, which is the big moneymaker, especially when it comes to weddings and corporate events. Okay, and activities. We upsell activities like we're selling kayaks and pontoon boats and letting them. So it's full circle now, a full resort experience. And so with those multiple sources of income, it really helps grow
Yeah.
the entire resort. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's again one client. So we've been able to gather more clients just like this. Again, hey, this is our portfolio. This is what we've been doing. This is what we built. We've even taken some on tours. And they're
Wow.
like, "This is amazing. We want to copy or implement something like this somewhere else." So we're here to work with them and grow it, and we've taken on clients this way.
Yeah, and I think okay, so a lot to unpack. So obviously you had this one client and that relationship grew and you helped consult. I'm assuming you helped consult them, try to get them to where they need to go to get this to the next level. They elevated it and added all these layers. It's still hospitality. Now, curious, first thing we need to talk about is how different is it than managing one single unit for one owner?
Night
Like
and
how,
day,
night and day. So let's
night and
talk
day.
about those differences because I think people are
Yeah,
probably really curious about, let's say
yeah,
they want to do something like this, or they want to do something for their own short-term rental. Maybe they have a commercially zoned land. How walk us through like how different is it from a management standpoint?
got it. So I would say tools wise, it's the same, right? Hey, you're using a PMS,
Yeah.
you're using a revenue management system, you probably have some sort of CRM already, a communications channel. So a lot of the tools are quite the same as managing a single one, like a top performing single property.
Yeah.
But what I say it's night and day. What I mean by that is because of the complication of having multiple sources of income from a resort, along with upselling activities, along with literally guiding guests to like where to find their accommodation Okay, hey, this is the address. You go to this address, that's the house. In this case here, each individual lodging doesn't have its own address,
Take a
right?
left and then take a
Now
right
we've
and then
got a
take another
resort
left.
map.
Yeah, you got to show them a map.
Exactly. You got to make sure
Right.
just from the beginning the guest is aware of exactly where their lodging is going to be. And we don't really have a front desk check-in at any of these places and resorts, right? This is all self check-in, which our guests love. It allows them to explore the resort, explore the campground,
Did you
and
get
really get to
lost?
see where everything is.
Did you get
Sorry?
lost a lot because of that? I feel like
In
I
the
can't.
beginning, once
Yeah.
we started expanding, guests did get lost. And again, it's difficult because my team and I are completely remote. But we implemented a lot of signage since then and worked on our obviously communication and maps and whatnot, which really helped our guests, like where to park, where to go. We have a general store, where to go there, and that's manned, right?
Mhm.
But then we also have a big washer dryer area. We have also outdoor bathrooms, like where to find all of that.
Mhm.
And who do I talk to if I have any questions?
Yeah.
So those are all the minuscule things that like really change once you're managing something of this size. So a lot of it again comes down to communication, making sure that you have everything down to a T, because you have people roaming around or people getting lost, that just ruins the experience right there. And with everything that we have, the hours, letting people know like where to eat, we get 5 to 7 restaurants on site
Wow.
when
Those are manned,
first starting
right?
out.
You
What's
have you
that?
have you have people in those restaurants.
Those are all manned. Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
responsible for hiring people for those restaurants or no? What's your responsibility versus the owners?
So my team's responsibility is everything hospitality and lodging, but we created a separate team just for food and beverage. So we hired a general manager for the F&B. We have a chef, and we have all these workers below that. So we have, as far as our structure goes, we have all of these different things who do there are specific roles and tasks.
Is there a
So
general manager?
I have an operations manager who manages all
Yeah.
the operation stuff for the lodging and hospitality, and then we have a general manager who manages all of the managers when
Including
it
you?
comes to events, marketing, and whatnot. No, this is again, this is
Got it.
part of our structure to make sure that
Got
everything
it.
is structured this way. Yep.
So it's a lot more integrated. It's not, oh, you onboard a client, you use the same onboarding process. It's a very specialized, customized onboarding. It's more
Yeah.
integrated from what it sounds like. You are
Yeah.
literally coming in. Are you hiring these operations managers and all these other people?
Yes, we have.
Are you partners? Do you have equity or are you just cash flow from the management?
For the operating managers, no, we're just hiring them. They're W-2 workers.
You as because you got
So,
hired as a management company. So do
uh,
you have equity in this project or are you just if you don't mind
so
if you
for some
share?
clients, what we've done is my company is hired on a contract, and so my company, Getaway House, is hired, and then I personally have a separate equity share of the facility or place as we grow and expand the profit as well. So that's what's really
Nice.
cool about that too.
So do you get paid a management fee?
So my company gets paid a management fee because my company is the one that
Gotcha.
manages the lodging and whatnot. So they still get paid a management fee.
But you,
Yeah,
Vinci alone, are having a separate agreement with them. That's hey, I'll
exactly.
be
But I have that like in a separate, like whether or not you want to do that under your name or in a trust, which is what I
Yep.
recommend. Then you do it that way so that you become a holding entity. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
That's
Anyway,
interesting.
to continue on with that, and again, with these clients, you want it to be a win-win situation. I recommend for some people who like, hey, wait a minute, Vinci said that he's got equity. Hey, we're talking to a potential client who's got like maybe 20 or 30 of these lodgings. Hey, I want equity now. Hey, listen, you got to start somewhere, right? So make sure it's a win-win situation for you and then go from there. I would say that's what we did, right? When we first started, and now we get to be able to attract these type of clients instead of having to follow and lead them. So yeah, I think that's really the biggest takeaway as far as operation managing of these type of clients. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vinci, how did you get into just doing this? Like just in general, I guess, did you just figure out as you go, or did you learn from somebody else? Did you observe anywhere? Like, how did you really get inspired how to make these deals happen?
I didn't know anybody who was doing what I'm doing, to be honest,
Yeah.
when I first started on this. Yeah. So I honestly had to just learn and figure it out on my own. as I progressed. I like the technology stack, the figuring out the hospitality organization and how to set it all up. It was pretty difficult to have to go through all that and learn it. I didn't know anyone at the time who was doing something like this. This year, though, I did get connected with a few individuals who are doing the same type of play and same type of thing that I'm doing. So it
Did
was
you
good to
learn?
kind of take notes.
That's really cool. So what did you learn that they were doing that you weren't doing, or vice versa? Was there any things that you learned that refined the way
Mm,
you go about it?
honestly, a lot of the people who I found who have been doing this for years, like 20 years or so, I could probably run circles around them, to be honest, because some of them are still so outdated as far as the type of technology and what they can do and provide. So I'm constantly like working and looking at. And by the way, my background is in engineering, and I got electrical and computer engineering. So it's very. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the tech information that is involved in this space. Even though people would think, why would there be so much tech? But in reality, it's amazing what technologies have, especially this year, have come out with AI and everything as well, come in
Dude,
play. And but what did help me was the overall, I guess, structure from some of these previous owners and what they've done as far as food and beverage and whatnot. And I've learned from some bigger property management companies that already do this at scale. Like they manage huge resorts around the country. But it's interesting, right? One of my other clients that I ended up taking over hired one of those big players
mm,
and absolutely just horrible. Like they just weren't managing them, giving them the attention that they needed. And they had, I'll give you an example. 2023, I took over around March 2024 for this specific client, and or February, March 2024. For the entire year of 2023, they only had 3 Airbnb bookings.
wow.
They have over 40 accommodations, and they only had 3 bookings from Airbnb. Okay. And they're connected on all channels. My first month, we had probably 60 reservations from Airbnb flow in.
Wow. Just better marketing, better
Better
pricing.
marketing, better pictures, better, and looking at all the SEO stuff and everything
Right.
as well. And that's the other important part. Marketing is a huge piece of all of this. Right now, each of our clients of these type of resort stays and campgrounds, we're probably like at 80% direct booking now,
Wow.
at least 80%. And we're getting close to probably hitting well over 90%. But again, we drive a lot of good traffic. We use the whole influencer stage kind of thing. And our website speaks for themselves if you ever take a look at our websites. So,
Let's
yeah.
let's for the people that want to see your website, because now
Yeah,
you
check
would love
out.
to.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, that 40 acre, the first one there. So campqib.com. Campqib.com. If you want to check out, what QIB stands for, feel free to take a look at that.
K or Q? Can you spell it out? Camp
Yeah, CAMP and then QYB.com.
Q Y B. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. There you go.
So what's the name of that campground, Patrick? Oh, I think you already know, but
Yeah. It's Camp Quick Quit Chur Bitchin'.
can't quit your bitching. But for our dear
Fastest thing
friends,
I've ever seen.
Camp QIB. Yes, it is something. But again, this is, if you take a look at it, our friends in Texas love it, absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. And did you rebrand that?
No, this is all new development right here.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Hey, this is really impressive. So how long did it take him to build that?
Since 2020, when we first started, 2023, well, I would say probably like 2 years. Yeah, really fast. Everything came up really quick. Again, Texas, the resources in Texas are a lot different than here in California, right?
Oh yeah.
Or other places. But grateful to work with a partner an owner who this is like his playground.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have zero investors in this campground.
Wow.
This
That's
is
probably
all
better, honestly.
self-funded. It is better. It's all self-funded, and he's created a successful business, totally unrelated to this kind of stuff here. But yeah, and so this is a very unique space. What's really great is if you click on that website, There's the different unique way. If you scroll down and click on ways to stay, check out some of the really cool spots that we have there.
I'm following right now. So you have the Old West wagons. So
Yep,
you can book a wagon. You can book
book
a
a
rustic
wagon.
cabin.
That's
Yep.
right. Fit 8 to 10 people in each one of those. We
Yep.
have the RV sites, and then we have the Area
Area
51
51
vessels.
vessels.
Super cool. We have 10 of them right there, right on the water. Like
That's sick.
they're amazing.
I saw that on your Instagram, by the way. You were
Yeah,
raving about it.
they were
You got the
I think made in
A-frame too.
Taiwan.
You got the A-frames.
We're building those next. Yep, A-frames and
Oh, they're
geodomes
coming. Got it.
coming soon for the A-frames. Yep.
Nice.
So we're trying to create all the most unique stays you can ever think of, all in one location here. Geodomes, we're gonna get that. A-frames, we'll have that. These vessels, ships, old west wagons, rustic cabins, RV sites, airstream trailers, tiny cabins, community, you'll name it. Hobbit, whole type of whatever, sure.
Potatoes.
Coming soon, right? We've got plenty of space and a lot of creative ideas.
Awesome.
Yeah, check us out.
Dude, this is gonna be like Disneyland.
It really is, man. I'm excited because a lot of people, the atmosphere has changed for Airbnbs and short-term rentals.
Yep. Towards
We all
experience,
know
right?
people come out for the experience. And so they ask me, Vinci, what's out there in Texas or out there in that area out there? Well, there's no national park, there's no state park. You know what? We are the experience. We are the amenity. We bring it and we create it and we curate it for our guests. And so that's a great way of being able to bring in all these guests. And again, we're already at 80+% direct booking, and it's been killing it. Yeah.
Heck yeah. I see there's art classes, there's poker nights, there's face painting, there's guided fish tour, there's grounding yoga, there's balance and strength, water
Yep.
toys. Look, wellness retreats, and I've seen that has been a growing trend. We get a lot of that in Joshua Tree, so I can only imagine. Now, do people do a full buyout for corporate retreats?
No, yes, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll do a full buyout, and just for lodging for one of my clients, it's 25,000 a night just for lodging itself, not including like some of these activities or even food. And because we control the food and beverage, and we control like the activities, and we own everything, we're really allowed to provide that full, immeasurable experience for our guests. So
I think
what's really
that's the
amazing
beauty
about it.
thing is harder to make. You can make your backyard into Disneyland, but once you have a resort like this and you're managing resorts or campgrounds, you start seeing a lot more of, hey, I can really elevate the hospitality here. And I think that merge is happening pretty fast. Now I'm curious, obviously this is really cool. Camp Quit Cherbichin. I can't even say it correctly. But I'm curious, what's another more commercial asset that you manage?
Yeah, so if you take a look at one of our other clients, moonriverranch.com.
Yeah.
So if you type that in, moon, like moon, and riverranch.com, it is a 500 acre ranch. 330 acres of it is a dedicated animal safari.
This
Okay,
is the thing you've ever shown, by the way. This is the coolest thing you have, in my opinion.
yeah.
'Cause I was telling you about how I really want to go see a safari, and I was like, damn, I have to go to Africa for that. And then
Nope.
Vinci's, nah, dude, just come with me to fucking Texas.
Yeah, if you take a look at our safari and activities here, you'll scroll down on that page. Our exotic animals from camels, zebras, oryx, longhorns, llamas, wildebeest,
Yeah.
bisons, deers, peacocks, and working on another client who has giraffes and sea otters and like everything else. It's really cool. I think it's going to do amazing because the safari experience alone is a huge attraction.
Oh,
And
huge.
yeah, you don't have to go all the way to Africa in order to experience it. You can
There's
come out
zebras
here. Yeah, and it's a 330 acre safari reserve. You know how big 330 acres is? You can't even see it
Yeah.
to the other end of it. And so we have these three to five huge Humvees that can fit 10 people per Humvee. And it's essentially kind of like when you look at a Jurassic Park type
Yeah,
of thing. And you can ride that into the safari and get a guided tour of all the animals, and literally they're free roaming. And we don't have lions or anything, so it's completely safe. You can even feed some of the animals there if you
You
wanted
have
to.
lions.
Yeah, no, it's all herbivores, right? but you'll see like herds of these animals because they've been here for a few years now. They've
Wow.
populated the
And,
area.
and wow. So I'm
Hmm.
curious also, wait, hold on. I want to
Yeah,
ask, how did you get this relationship? How did this come about? Was it because the first one was a proof of concept? They saw that you knew how to do this and you needed some help?
pretty much. So this one here was not. So the first one was all new development, like I mentioned, right? We're
Yeah.
providing all the most unique stays, all new development. This here was already existing long before, and
I do see some vessels, like it looks like similar to what you in the wagons. It seems similar to the
yeah,
stuff that you have in the other one.
and that was because of our influence
Gotcha.
of saying, hey, these things are working, these things are looking great. So they
Mhm.
started to implement some of the same lodging, and we
Very nice.
have these special relationships with these vendors. And anyway,
Really nice.
again,
So you added
500
value.
acres, you can build whatever you want out there.
So
Yeah.
what's next? There's a chapel and you can do weddings.
Yeah, so we host corporate events and weddings out here, which at least every month we have at least two or three events, right? Corporate events or weddings. People stay out there Monday through Thursday for a corporate event, or even like Tuesday through Thursday, 25,000 a night, just to take up all the lodging.
Wow.
We have two hotels on site, right? That people can also stay at. And so those hotels also have access to all the amenities and the grounds that, the rest of the lodgings have. And yeah, it's very popular for hosting weddings out here, hosting these corporate events because it's a very unique experience. We have a hotel resort swimming pool that
Wow.
borders the safari. So you can literally swim while you're looking at zebras across the way and
How's the
others.
social media content on this? Have you guys done a lot of social media stuff? Because I feel like
Oh, a
that's
ton.
so
Completely
important.
revamped it. And even the website that you're looking at right now, completely revamped by our marketing team. And it's been 9 days since we took over this facility.
Dang. Okay. That's amazing, man.
And what's
Wow.
funny, Pat, I want to say
Yeah.
too, these tiny cabins that you see there, they do really well. Like these
Really.
tiny cabins probably cost less than 100 grand or maybe 100 grand. And
It paid stuff
because
off in
we
here.
provide the attraction and the
Yeah.
amenities here, each one of them do at least maybe 40 to 60,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
But it makes sense, right? These tiny little cabins, like it's not, you're not
huge.
going there for the little cabin. You're going there for what's around it. It's like
Exactly.
you are the destination. So you're just providing lodging for the destination. If you just, as long as you make the destination really cool and continue building on it, they're going to continue coming for that. So that's a really
Exactly.
different that you do is you have to become the experience. That's what you're building. Like people, I don't know where the heck any of this shit is in Texas, to be honest. But like wherever it is, I'm going there, right? I want to have a safari experience. I'm gonna have to find my way there. It's not like you're booking to go to the beach and you're there for the beach. It's not, or the national park. You're going to Smoky Mountains National Park. Oh, I have to find a cabin now at Smoky. No, I want to go to Moon River Ranch and I want to stay at one of these tiny homes. That's it.
Exactly.
So it's
It's
cool.
all the amenities and activities are all there. If you click on any of our client websites, look at our activities page, like for example, Moon River Ranch here,
Yeah.
our safari tours, we have 10 ATVs that can each ATV can fit four people. 10 ATVs. So whether you're in a group party, a bachelor party, or whatever, like you can go on and go through the
Wow.
trails. We have a whole ATV trail. We have
Yeah.
skeet shooting. We have hatchet throwing. We also do horseback riding, target
So,
archery.
Vinci, like,
So
how do you make that connection with, like, for example, you like pretty much, let's say, how do you make that like additional add-on, right? You have to upsell that. Is there another vendor that you partner with, or is this somebody you hire on staff? Can you explain that part?
yeah, we have. It's funny because we have for this property, I think we have four on full-time on-site maintenance, and they become our tour guides for our safari. As far as ATVs, those are self-guided. You don't need
Gotcha.
a guide tour for that. And then we have things as much as possible that we can allow guests just to take and return. We have a whole process and a system that we use in order to check in, check out, make sure they will sign all the waivers, the
I
QR
was gonna
codes, and
say, what's the
all that.
liability look like for that? Do you
Oh
take
yeah, we have them
liability?
sign all kinds of stuff and
Okay.
make sure that each of their parties are specifically assigned. And then before they're given the instructions, they need to sign those waivers.
Do you have like commercial insurance, like really strong
Yes,
insurance?
all of the above.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need that, especially if you're going to do stuff like that here on site. Oh
That's
yeah,
huge. What if an
um,
animal like runs into you or like you
exactly,
hit an animal or
exactly.
something? It's so much
Well,
stuff
the
moving on.
animals they're still in their own enclosure, so they won't come out.
Yeah.
But as far as the rest of these activities, we
Yeah.
have like skeet shooting,
Yes,
but
that's
it's
what I was
500
saying.
acres. Like you can go there in the corner and do it. But we have activities, we have waivers, we have a whole process and SOP. So this is also what I mean by managing something like this. It's night and day from operating a single family home because
Right.
you have things like these, like activities that you're upselling,
Right.
and then you're speaking with guests and teaching them how to utilize this and how to go to this location in order to check
Right.
in for your activity. You want to rent out a boat? We make it easy for them. We make it so easy that they're
How do
like,
you rent?
"Wow,
How do you
that was an
upsell
amazing
that
experience."
stuff? I'm curious, like, how do you set
hmm
up the upsells? Because that's like, what
Yeah.
systems and tech are you using? Because you're an
We
engineer, right?
integrate it into our guest experience, is what I call it, right? So I
Okay.
created this whole guest experience from
You
the
customize.
time that even before they arrive.
Wow. Can you walk us through that? Like, just what that
Yeah,
is?
yeah, sure. I may miss out on like some of the specific details. So essentially, hey, you book one of our lodgings, you get a confirmation message. Confirmation comes with a lodging waiver. Got to sign the waiver, or else you won't get the check-in information. Then we send out a text message and a platform message, whether you're booking through Direct, Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, Expedia, Glamping Hub. By the way, we're a ton OTAs.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because you're booking an RV site. We're in those RV site bookings.
Oh,
You're booking a
you're
short
from Guesty,
wagon.
right? You said you're on Guesty. Do you connect through
That's right.
Guesty? Do you guys use like Rentals United? Like, how, what do you use?
Rentals United. Yep.
Rentals United. That's awesome.
Yeah. Rentals
Cool.
United, Guesty, and as they've got integrations with a ton of
Oh, yeah.
OTAs. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah. Where was I? So yeah, confirmation message, and then you go on to we provide texting and platform messaging for our guests to remind them like, hey, sign these waivers and whatnot. But also we immediately start upselling to them. So hey, by the way, because some of these activities require maybe like a 24-hour advance notice, like for the horses.
Yeah. So how do you know? You
So
have to send messages ahead of time, like multiple messages to like let them know, hey, if you want horseback riding,
exactly.
you need to. Yeah.
But the upseller, right? Market it, right? Hey, by the
Right.
way, you can get 10% off
Right.
by booking it now.
Yeah.
Things like that, of that nature. We provide those personal details and text messages through them. Eventually, what we want to do is we actually want to send them like not just a link to go book it, but we also want to send them like photos and videos. Like in the future, I want to be able to show a video. Like, hey, by the way, ever wanted to watch this quick video, and it'll showcase a quick video highlight of our activities. I think that's a perfect way to show them, like, hey, you're about to stay here. Let's make your experience better by having something like
That's
this.
sick. That's awesome.
Like at Camp QIB, we have an activity that you saw, night bow fishing.
I saw that. Yeah, that's
Can you
sick.
imagine? What
I've
is
never
that,
done that
right?
in my life. That's
I've
so
never
cool.
heard of it. So what it is, because we're 40 acres literally right around the lake,
Have you
surround
tried
the lake.
this, by the way?
I haven't yet, but I
Oh,
want to. I haven't yet, but we took videos and
some
pictures for our
hillbilly
activity
stuff,
site.
man. That's
Yeah,
cool.
but it's cool, man. So
So
like
cool.
you're on the boat and it's self-guided. They provide all the equipment for you, including fishing. But you have a bow, okay? And you're literally there's LED lights underneath the boat, and you're going around the areas where you can see the fish and they're just chilling there, or maybe some slow them. And
You just pop it.
you're literally like using a bow and arrow and it has like a string attached to it to go fishing. And it's incredible, man. And
That's
like
so cool.
I've seen the guys do it. It's so cool.
That's
So
awesome.
things like that.
Dude, like
Um,
that stuff, like you can't, dude, it goes beyond just staying in this little cat. Like people are like, "Ooh, what's your experience?" It's like, I'm staying in a tiny home. That's the experience? No, man. I want to go night fishing. I want to do that. I think
Yeah.
and I've talked about this with other guests, and I think you are really on the brink of this, which, by the way, I think you should be on stage speaking more about this stuff, man. I didn't even know half
Sure.
of this stuff that you're doing, to be honest. I
Yeah.
knew more or less. I was like, that's cool, but like, you guys are really providing an experience for guests that's not just, hey, branding
This is
experience.
it.
It
Exactly.
is an experience,
Yeah,
like genuinely.
it is.
And I think that's where like Airbnb is investing a lot of time and energy in creating that. One
Yeah.
other thing that I think you're doing, and I want to learn more, is concierge, right? I
Yeah.
think when people come in, they're probably overwhelmed with the options or things to do in that area. When people come
Yeah.
into Joshua Tree, they want to, if it's a bachelor party, they want everything like planned. I want
Exactly.
this, I want the
Oh
private
yeah.
chef, I want the,
100%.
I think, I'm curious, what do you guys do for concierge? Like, how do you
So
guys dictate? Do you guys build itineraries for people if they need it?
exactly. So we have, for example, this past weekend we hosted this like world renowned dancing group from like Europe and from East Coast came over to Texas to stay with us for the entire weekend.
That's so cool.
And we had a specific event code or call in, and we get special rates also for them, and we have it all blocked off and set up for events like that. But they come in and we have a whole itinerary. So we have remember I spoke about like the way we structure it, right? We have
Right.
lodging as a group. We have food and beverage as a group. We have the events as a group. So we have the events team take over that. And what they do is they make sure they create the entire itinerary for them. They'll send us what we need, the lodging folks, what we need in order to make all the lodgings and payments and everything process and make sure everybody has their check-in information and codes and blah, blah, blah. But then they will also send a note to the food and beverage to make sure they have, hey, breakfast, lunch, and dinner assigned. And so our events person, our events team is going to work on that. So it's really cool because now we've created this whole ecosystem to flow and work together. And now they each talk to each other. We have department heads for each one, and they're able to all align and make sure that like we provide the ultimate experience for our guests, whether they're individual, as a family, or in a group.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. What would you call this niche, right? Would this be like resort management or campground management? What's the name? It's so nobody else,
This
like
is
very few are doing it.
very few are doing this, which I agree with you. Like, not a lot of people talk about this.
Yeah.
But
That's
I'm
why I
trying
brought
to
you on
find
to
a way
talk about
to
it.
standardize all this too,
Yeah.
and make this, hey, standardize the templates, standardize the way this is worked out, and standardize even the possibility of selling these type of things as well. So that's all packaged together.
Dude, like the opportunity, because if you can standardize everything that you're doing right now, right? The cool opportunity here is who else is maybe trying to do a development and they understand the development side of things very well and can do
Yeah,
it. They have the capital, but they just need
yeah,
somebody to manage it. But then they're like, ah, I don't want to take care of this. This is too much. But they don't know people
exactly,
like you exist.
exactly.
And it's
Yeah.
dude, you could just hey, you just hire Vinci and he'll fucking take care of it.
All
That's
right,
cool.
guys. Feel free to talk to me, vincysevilla@gmail.com, or feel free to hit us up on our website, Getaway House,
There you go.
HAUS.co. But, sorry, quick plug in there. But you're
No,
right,
go for it.
Patrick. I think it's difficult to try to figure out how do you identify or label something like this. From what I've seen, you have your single family people, short-term rental, single family management. Then you have your hotel management,
Yep.
okay, which is also a different beast in itself because hotel management, you got one building, but maybe you're also doing weddings or corporate events, and maybe you have a small continental breakfast area and lodging. That's in its own. And then in between that, how do you merge now both of that? Let's say that you have a big space, a resort type campground, multiple different types of lodging, restaurants on site, activities on site. And I feel like you're just taking the best of both worlds and putting it together into something that you're creating because each and every single one of these campgrounds and resorts, they're really unique to their own. You take
Right.
one hotel, you go to Embassy Suites or you go to Wyndham Suites or whatever. You can take the same processing systems and make it the same. Maybe they're slightly different, but it's essentially the same. Maybe you're using Cloudbeds as your software there or something else. But when you have something like RV sites and you have these unique stays, you want to be on Airbnb, you want to be on VRBO, but the PMS Cloudbeds is not going to really work well for something of that nature. And so people look at Guesty, people look at other things, and there's a lot of things too.
You made
I
it
love
work,
Guesty, but
right?
I
The
made it
gap
work. But
you had to.
we had a whole. I
Yep.
did. Yes, you're right. I did. But we also had to integrate other software tools to make it
Mhm.
cohesive. So the RV sites, Guesty is not your solution.
Yeah.
And so we use something called NewBook for that. And they're probably the number one PMS for RV sites in the nation. So anyway, I think Disney uses Oracle. So we've also spoken to Oracle. We've
Yeah.
spoken to so many different software and PMSs to try to figure out how all of this kind of would work out. But it's definitely its own niche. I am looking to talk about this more on platforms and with other people.
You
So
should. I
if you guys
think
are interested, hit me up.
you've been head down working this whole time, and it's funny
It's been
because,
crazy.
dude, I was just on a panel at Verma talking about experiences. I
Yeah.
think you should have been on that damn panel with me. Like, genuinely, honestly, maybe instead
Yeah.
of me. I
Yeah.
think you have such a unique perspective that I think people should hear more. So I'm glad you hopped on to chat about it a little bit. I wanted to ask you before we wrap this up is what's the future hold for you? Like, are you looking to do more outbound maybe to reach out to people and try to actually offer your solutions? Because right now it seems like it's been like networking inbound, like people heard about you.
Exactly.
Curious, like, what's the next step?
I just published a book with a few other individuals who are looking to also get into the space or who have done something like this. It's called Fearless Foundations. Ryan Duffy and along
Yep.
with a few others got together. We wrote this book. It highlights an overview, gives an overview of how to find a piece of land, develop it for hospitality, and then I talk about the operations and managing of it as well. So that book just came out.
Nice.
But yes, I am looking to be more vocal, especially starting next year. We have plans to go ahead and speak at a couple conferences, some virtual summits that I've been invited to speak to talk about this a little bit more. But I would love to really get the word out there because I know there's a group of people out there, there's a whole community of people out there who want to do something like this. And yeah, you're right. I've been busy with my head down the past few years,
Yeah.
really expanding and learning the ins and outs of this business. But we are ready to definitely partner up with people, explore this a little bit more, help others who are maybe in a rut. A lot of, we talk about this huge generational wealth transfer with the boomers and us.
And maybe there's an
So,
opportunity to buy a business that's operating like that.
exactly,
So,
exactly,
yeah, a
exactly.
lot of cool
So,
opportunities, man.
and there's a lot out there that need it. Yeah, you'll find quite a number of them out there in different places and markets who are already trying to do something like this, but
What do you
you
think the
know,
investment looks like
failing.
for something like this?
The
What do you think an investment looks like for something like this? Buy a campground like that?
I would say I would say it's because the lending piece is also unique, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to do a lending piece for something like this, you have to work with an SBA lender or something. And it's got, by the way, I have contacts for people who are in this space and lenders who are in this space who will provide SBA loans specifically for these type of resort, glamping,
Mixed
campground
use.
type things.
Yep.
So 10% down, 15% down, 20% down, and then be able to help lend on that. So that's really the unique space that we also want to get into, right? Or that we're in, that we also want to actually buy and develop ourselves. But I think as an investment, this is, I like it because it's a huge cash flow. Because again, you put lodging out there, but you start creating the experiences, the activities for it, people will come. And there's lots of places out there that you can actually build it out like that. And with the good marketing involved, it's going to kill it. You and I know people who've done this, right? Out there in the middle of nowhere, built 7 cabins, built their
Hmm.
own little lake,
Yep. Yep. I
like
know.
you went ahead and created their own experience. The marketing was perfect,
Uh-huh.
right? And they were able to sell a few years later. I think this is a very good space and niche space to get into. I recommend people start looking into this. I think it's better than going through maybe even buying single family short-term rentals. I'm not really doing that anymore unless it's for tax purposes. But for something like this too, even the tax advantages for something like this is huge. But we won't get into that later because then there's also development. Like you can build a storage unit on your site for maybe 150 grand, which is what we're doing in one of our sites. 150 grand to build this warehouse to house all our boats, but it'll get appraised for 500,000.
So value add on the land already.
Value add is ridiculous on it. Yeah, but that's a whole nother tax
That's
session
epic,
for
man.
series 2, Patrick.
Series two. Oh, man, I already brought you second time on. I'm gonna have to bring you on a third time. But no, this is great. Thank you for explaining that and hopping on, man. I know we were supposed to do this a while ago because I was supposed to meet up with you in person and do this, but
I
both of
know.
our schedule.
Do this
I'll
in
be
my
honest.
backyard.
I know. I'll be honest. It's on me because I couldn't freaking find the time to drive over there, other than maybe on
Busy
your
man.
birthday. But
Hey, buddy.
but yeah, man, definitely super cool. Just for people to close this off, What if is there anything that if anybody wants to contact you, if anybody wants to reach out and see some of the resources that you mentioned during this conversation, like how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, reach out to me via email, I would say, or any of the socials. Social handle is Vinci, Vinci, Sevilla, Sevilla underscore junior across all socials. And then feel free to email me, vincysevilla@gmail.com. I go out here to my clients here a few times a year. So if somebody is really interested in checking it out and going out there and scoping out what we've actually done and built together, feel free to come out when I'm out there and we can figure out lodging and give you a personal tour of everything. So feel free to reach out to me and we'll go from there.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. As always, you're the freaking man. I'll see you later.
Take it easy.